Gaming Solo. My name is Robert Solo Gamer Friend, and this is a gaming solo setup of Alien: Fate and the Nostromo, game designed by Scott Rogers and produced by Ravensburger. And if you would like, you can set up just like me, set out the exact same objectives, pick your own characters of course, let me flip the cards, you play the cards that I flip, any way you want to, and see how much better you do than I do. Without any further delay, let's go into the setup. Alright, the first thing you're going to do of course is set the board out. Before I set the board out, let me tell you guys something. When I opened the game up, this was right there looking me in the face. It took me about a second or two to recollect myself because it caught me off guard, wasn't expecting that. So, good job Ravensburger, you got me. It was pretty good. Didn't make me jump, but you did make me pause for a good half a second or two looking at that expression before I realized you guys did a good setup on the game and a quick little attempt at a jump scare. So, great job guys. But let's get back to the setup. Set the board up as always. Make sure you put it where it's within reach of you. Like I said, the game designers, they have their example of a setup, but as always, set the game up which works best for you. We'll set that up right there. Once you set the board up, you're going to put your morale marker on the board. I'm playing with 2 characters, so I'm setting up right here on slot number 15 where it says start crew 1 to 3. If you play all 4 hands or even 5 hands, then of course you'll start very top right there. Next, you want to grab your scrap tokens. I got this little cup right here. And you want to place 2 scrap tokens in the garage, which is down here. 2 scrap tokens in Mother, which is right here. 2 scrap tokens in the med bay, which is this spot right here. And 2 scrap tokens in the maintenance bay, which is right, I just looked at, here we go, right there. And then you place scrap tokens within reach. I'll just put them probably right over here. Next, you want to grab your conceal tokens, and you want to take your conceal tokens and lay them face down. There's multi-sided, so the conceal side looks like that. The reveal side will look like that, where you'll either have an alien symbol, Jonesy the cat, or it'll look like this, which means it's all clear. So you want to lay them all face down and shuffle them up real quick, mix them up real good. And then you want to place 1 concealed token in the garage, 1 in the maintenance, and 1 in the workshop. And take the rest of the concealed tokens and put them to the side where you can always mix them up. I'm going to put them in this nice little dice tray that was sent to me from a friend in the UK. He went to an Etsy site from a UK producer by the name of Lee Wells, and he works a site called the Scouting Woodworker, and he did some really great job on this dice tray here. It's not embroidered, it's actually engraved, so it looks like he did some woodworking on it, but it's really nice. Great work, Mr. Wells. It's really good craftsmanship. I'm going to put his link to his site in the notes below so you can see what else he does. But I'm going to put my tokens in here so I can just shake it up, and it'll keep my play area a little cleaner because I do get a little messy. And I'll place that right here, right near the scrap tokens. And that way I just shake it up every time I go to grab a new token. Alright. Next, you want to grab your 6 coolant canisters, and they look like this. And you want to lay all 6 of them out. You want to lay 1 in the equipment storage, 1 in the garage, 1 in the maintenance, 1 in the workshop, 1 in the hypersleep, and the final 1 in Mother. Go ahead and set them out. Next, you want to grab your flashlight, cat carrier, grapple gun, electric prod, incinerator, and motion tracker, and lay them out within reach somewhere on the board that works best for you. Then you want to grab the objective cards, which will look just like this. It's pretty simple. They have the word objectives on it. And you want to shuffle them up real good. And when you shuffle them up, you want to select 1 objective card per character plus 1 additional. So since I'm playing 2 characters, I'll grab a total of 3 objective cards. You're going to lay them out, so I'm going to splay it out here. I'm going to randomly grab 3. I'll grab this one, and this one there. That'll work there. And then you lay them out so that you know what your objectives are. And the objectives we're going to have is, first one is give it a little incentive, bring an electric prod to the galley. So we got to get an electric prod to the galley. Next one is prep suits. Drop 2 coolant canisters in suit storage. So we got to drop 2 coolant canisters in the suit storage, and the suit storage is right here. So it looks like they're working close, side by side. That works out for me. And finally, drive them into the airlock. Bring an incinerator to the airlock. So we got to carry an incinerator into the airlock, which is here. So for the prod and the incinerator, we just got to be carrying it in there. We just got to stop in there with it. But for the prep suits with the coolant canisters, we actually have to drop them off in the suit storage. Now, if you were playing with just one character, when you grab your final mission cards, you want to cut off every bulkhead and every vent and blow it out into space. You take those out, but because I'm playing with 2 characters, I keep those in the deck. So I'm going to take these and shuffle them up real good. And the reason why I take them out, those are a little more difficult. You got to have multiple characters because you got to lure, you got to have a character in one spot and one in another spot to make it happen. So I'm going to grab one objective card randomly, and I'm going to just grab the one right here in the middle. You leave the objective card upside down. You do not reveal it until you complete your final mission card, until you complete all 3 of your objectives. And you put, along with the other objective cards, you put the final mission cards back into the box. Then you grab your encounter cards. You have 3 types of encounter cards. You have the encounter cards that are labeled alien. You see in green where it says alien. Then you have the encounter cards that are location encounter cards titled quiet, but they also have a location on there, and that's where you drop scrap. And then you have Order 937 encounter cards, and they're titled Order 937. You want to shuffle all those together, mix them up. Now in this game, you will continuously reshuffle the alien and the Order 937 cards back into the deck. But those objective cards for location, or the encounter cards I mean, they will not go back in the deck unless the final mission dictates it. So you got to be careful with your scrap and your by wasting them, because there's going to be a chance you may need them. If you're out of scrap, then you're kind of, unless you can trade some coolant canisters at the workshop, 1 canister for 2 scrap, you're kind of out of luck. Then you place your encounter cards there once they're shuffled up. We're going to be playing with the Ash variant, which means Ash makes the game a little more difficult. So you put Ash in the med bay, and I'll explain what Ash does as the gameplay begins. You want to place the alien in its nest, which is in the bottom right corner. And now we're going to randomly pick our player cards. I'm picking 2 players, so I'm going to shuffle up the player boards. There's total 5. And do my best to hide the color. Alright, I'm just going to close my eyes, mix them up a couple more times, and I'm grabbing 2 of them out of here. This one, and I'll grab this one. And trust me, my eyes were closed. And I picked Lambert and Parker. Awesome. I like Parker. He gives you can trade 1 action per turn for a scrap. So you can always get scrap with him, but you only do that special action once per turn for him. Lambert allows you to look at the next card in your counter deck, and you can either leave it where it is, or you can put it at the bottom of the deck, hoping the card that you left on top is better. So we're playing with those 2 characters. Lambert is brown, and Parker is blue, and they'll both start in the galley. And other than that, the board is set up, and like I said, if you want to play along with me, go ahead and set the board up like I have. Pick your own characters. Pick the same objectives that I have. And for the final mission, when I flip over, just find that final mission and everything and work it also. And let me flip the cards. You take the action. You the route you want to go. You move the alien way you want to move it. And let's see how much better you do than I do. And without any further delay, I will see you guys at the playthrough. And good luck, and hopefully you do better than I do when we do the playthrough. And thank you again for joining me in another gaming solo setup.